What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You saw the title. So this is part 2. We've got 15 more great designers for fall, because I did ask at the end of the fall niche, fall designer and fall clone videos, if you want to see a part 2, let me know. And a lot of people said part 2, so I did designer first, I believe. So we're doing designer part 2 first. And I've got 15 more that are just fantastic. Some that have come out in recent years, some that are still new for this year, some that are personal favorites of mine that I've had for a long time that I typically like to wear around this season. Same protocols as before. So there's links down below if you want to check any of these out. But of course, you don't have to do any shopping to watch these videos. It's just there in case you want to do some shopping. So let's dive into these 15. Stay tuned. First and foremost, Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir. So, you could go with a lot from this line for the fall. Pretty much all of them will work. Some are sweeter than others, some are more woodsy and musky than others, but this one, you get a little fruitiness, you get some earthy, smoky, resinous elements. It's still very sweet and performs really well. I do believe it's a correct flanker to Bad Boy Cobalt. I think it's, it's the right elixir because it still smells like Bad Boy Cobalt, which is my personal favorite in this line. Plum, fresh, spicy, clean, musky, shower gel-esque-ish. It's a blue fragrance. This is a blue fragrance elixir it's built upon. Again, a little bit of earthiness from the way that truffle comes across, a little sweet earthy tone to it. You got some smokiness. I believe incense is in here, but even if it isn't, I do get a little bit of a smoky nuance. I don't remember them listing the plum. They may or may not, but the plum's still there from Cobalt's DNA. It's just a beautiful fragrance. If you like the original, you probably should go after this one because for the cooler months, this is a bit better. Admittedly, it's a much sweeter fragrance than the original, and you gotta like sweet designers. I love sweet designers. You'll notice there's a decent amount of sweet designers in my fall list, both across designer, clone, niche, doesn't matter. I like sweet fragrances. My wife loves when I wear sweet fragrances, and this is one of the better sweet designers for fall. Again, for Carolina Herrera, Bad Boy Cobalt Elixir. A little sweet, but a little leathery, smoky, aromatic, bit spicy. I think it's got a little bit of an elegance, dapper feel to it with that, kind of modern, typical sweet, aromatic designer smell. And I love the redesign of the bottle. It is the new Boss Bottled Beyond. This is a really good release from them. I'm digging the direction with the new bottle. It's still true to the original, just kind of redesigned. It's a handsome look for this bottle. And the fragrance is rather handsome as well. I think this is a great casual, more semi-casual, semi-formal type of profile. I think this one, I'm wearing the baggy, oversized set, Adidas all-season set right now. And sure, it could go with it. But I feel like I need to dress a little bit nicer. A little less lackadaisical and gym. I think this one deserves polo, Hanley, V-necks, stuff like that on up. Because it kind of has that feel. Like I said, it's a rather handsome fragrance. It's not too juvenile, not too playful. It does have elements of that. That's why I kind of say semi-casual to semi-formal range. Everyday wear. Business professionals, abso-freaking-lutely. Performance is above average, I find. I get in that 6 to 8 hour range of longevity. A good solid hour and a half of pretty good projection. Not a beast by any means. This is a fragrance that I think less is more for the profile and the way I would typically recommend to wear it in settings to wear it in, especially in a business setting, just a few sprays. Whereas, more broad spectrum of the place you're going to be in, bigger open area, more sprays if you feel you need them. But I think it's a good release from them, and it's definitely one worth checking out to sample if you haven't yet. It's Boss Bottle Beyond. Okay, the newest one in this line, I gave it a 9.5. I love it. I think it's one of the best designers released this year. YSL Myself L'Absolu. Love it, love it, love it. You get that sweet orange blossom. It smells, it's crazy the way the bergamot comes across here because it's so juicy fruit smelling, but it's just bergamot still. It's spicier than the original. It's more woodsy than the original. Even though they don't list woods, they list patchouli as the only base note. Sure, there's a little bit of a green feel to it, but I don't find it's really all that earthy. I actually do get a little bit of woodiness in all three versions, and I don't think they list a woody note in anywhere. But I do get a little bit of that. It's not as musky as I find the first two to be. Oh, but that opening is fantastic, and it's a good, really good performer for me. I wouldn't call it a monster, but another one that's kind of above average in longevity. It's really stout early on. This is like really strong projector in that first hour to 2 hour range. And then the sillage calms down to, decent. It's another aromatic, sweet, citrusy floral. It's kind of the route that a lot of these fragrances are going these days, where my YSL Myself kind of made the orange blossom note kind of its thing. They kind of grabbed it and ran with it. I think they got a great DNA here. We talked about, in yesterday's video, we talked about the original, the Eau de Parfum. Great base DNA. This is the newest version, L'Absolu. It's amazing. I strongly encourage, if you like any of the previous ones, you should absolutely check this one out. And it's the heaviest of the bunch. That's why I think it's great for fall. YSL Myself L'Absolu. In my opinion, it's still Tumi's best fragrance. 19 degree. They're Aventus, basically. You get a blackberry fruity accord. It's got this water birch, kind of a freshwater aquatic meets the smokiness of the Aventus style. It's a little leathery. You get a little bit of green elements here as well. It's fantastic. You can find them decent prices at, when they're in stock from discounters these days. I wouldn't want to pay retail for this. This is high-end price for a designer at retail. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. It's really good. But I wouldn't want to pay the 175, 200 that it is. You want to get it cheaper than that if you can. I don't know what prices are looking at in the links, but I haven't explored links and stuff like that are going to be in this video for you guys. But man, sample this one and try it, especially if you want to see what their twist on Aventus would be, because that's what you would relate it to most. A lot of people have the Aventus fatigue. I get it, but this one, it's not actually Aventus. Again, it's blackberry and it's aquatic and has this suede leather accord to it. It's green, like a lot of elements that you don't necessarily get the same from Aventus. Like it's similar chords using different notes in some ways, like still smoky and all that, but that blackberry note, a black raspberry, actually, I think is what it is. It smells amazing. The fruitiness in this, it's not pineapple like Aventus. It's a black raspberry note. It's so freaking good. That's the star of the show for me. That's what makes the opening just to die for. And it's a really good performer. Another one that's above average. Great for this year. Not the freshest, not the heaviest. Works good in the transitional seasons. It's Tumi 19 degree. A little fruity, a little sweet, a little powdery. A little bit of a lot of things. Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Elixir Absolu. The elixirs and the absolus. That's the craze. Why not make an elixir absolu, right? So you get a little bit of plum early on, a little leathery, spicy, but really starts to get into that sweet powdery tone that is the basis of this DNA and really most of Jean-Paul Gaultier's fragrances. It smells really good. I actually get a decent amount of the plum early on. Now, it is short-lived. You don't get it for a long time, don't get me wrong, but I do think it's superior to the original. It brings pretty much everything that you get in Le Male Elixir and then adds a little bit on top. It makes it spicier, makes it fruity. Plus all the sweetness, aromatic, and powder and all the good stuff of the original. It's just really good. Great performer. This one's got incredible longevity. It's really freaking strong. This one's pretty much a beast. So if you're looking for heavy performance, you'll definitely get that here. It's a great fragrance, not one I can advise in the heat, not one I would want to touch in the heat, but in the cooler days and evenings, semi-casual, semi-formal, definitely can go casual nights out. I think that's what it's perfect for, casual nights out. But yeah, it's a good one for the fall. Le Male Elixir Absolu. A great all-around, do-it-all type of fragrance in the fall. Yeah, you can get away with it in the summer. I rather the original for the summer. It's a little bit fresher and lighter. But Ralph's Club Parfum, and I know people, oh, what about Ralph's Club New York? I haven't tried it yet. I will eventually. I know. I have a decant of it. I just haven't gotten to it yet, guys. We will. Because I know as soon as I say somebody's going, what do you think about New York? I haven't tried it yet. Soon. I'll get around to that decant eventually. But this is still my favorite. Super versatile. It takes that woody aromatic, lavender, woody vetiver, cedar, whatever it was, type of woodiness of the original, and just builds upon it. It's a little smoky. but still maintains a lot of freshness, a little bit of amber. It adds depth, warmth, and like I said, a little bit of like a resinous balsamic nuance to it, with that adds a little hint of smoke. But super versatile, easy to like, deceptively potent. You'll think it's actually a weaker fragrance, but it's just nose fatigue. That's been my experience. I was like, man, this only projects for like 30 minutes. Bullshit. Hour and a half later, I got a compliment. The first time, I'll never forget the first time I wore it. Hour and a half after I sprayed it, I had walked in the gas station. I was still living in Colorado, the gas station by our apartment complex, to get an energy drink, and I got 2 compliments walking in there. And I was like, damn, I didn't even think anybody could smell me, because I'd already did some test sprays, and I was like, it's either weaker or I'm getting nose fatigue. And then that told me, oh, it's nose fatigue, because I only had like 4 or 5 sprays on, hour and a half in, walking by, not like all up in people's personal space, and they can smell me. So deceptively potent, but a great smell, super, super versatile, highly mass appealing fragrance. Like I just said, random compliments with it, and a pretty good performer overall. Deceptive performance. Great for this time of year to wear literally every day for everything, dressed up and dressed down. It is from Ralph Lauren, Ralph Club Parfum. One of last year's releases that's definitely better for the cooler weather, especially if you like chocolate and you like patchouli. A Men Fantasm. Typically known for a chocolatey patchouli, but on top of that, you get a cocoa absolute note that makes it actually quite chocolatey, a little spicy. This one comes across a bit smoky and resinous as well. Obviously, you have that earthy, slightly chocolatey, creamy patchouli. Like, it's really a patchouli fragrance-based DNA. And this one just enhances the chocolatey notes. Again, adds a little bit of spice and a bit of smokiness. This is really good. You gotta like sweet, though. That's the thing. You gotta like sweet, because it's definitely very chocolatey. Again, I believe it's like a pink pepper that adds that tone of spice, which again also enhances sweetness as well. Adds a little bit of brightness to it because it's a bit aromatic. Pink pepper is really a good do-it-all note to put in a fragrance. It can do a lot of things, and it's definitely pulling like a triple duty kind of thing here. It's adding brightness, a little bit of spice, a little bit of sweet, kind of bringing to life the chocolate and the patchouli that you get here, and a little hint of resins. Phenomenal performer too. This stuff's like sticky for the skin. It's like really, really, really strong. Like, you'd be surprised. It doesn't want to go away. So if you're looking for a great performer, something on the sweeter side, sweet and earthy, you've got Mugler A Men Fantasm to look forward to. A little floral, soapy floral, because nobody does soapy like Prada. Now you know where we're going with this. Caramel sweet. Not quite as oceanic as the name would lead you to believe, but Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, the EDT. I think it's great for this time of year because you get a little bit of fresh with some sweet, a little powdery, clean at the same time. Really good. Yeah, you could go the eau de parfum route, add that smokier nuance. Sure, that could have went right here, no problem. But I just prefer the EDT. I just like the way that smells. Soapy clean, fresh aromatic, meets sweet. It's kind of hard to beat, right? I didn't mean to rhyme. It just kind of worked that way. One I haven't worn in a while myself. I definitely want to get in my rotation this fall. That's why a lot of the stuff I recommend is like stuff I plan on wearing. How many times will it get in the rotation? Maybe once, twice. I don't know. That goes for a lot of fragrances. Some of them I'll be like, I wanted to wear and never get around to them because I just always have new fragrances coming. But if you've never tried this one, I'm not saying you're missing out, but you might be missing out. You know, it's really that good. It doesn't get any love at all whatsoever anymore. None of them do. I never hear a peep about Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, the EDT, EDP, or the Le Parfum, which smells nothing like the first two, honestly. It's so spicy and smoky. Really gets away from being oceanic in any way. But the EDT, I think, best of the bunch. If you're just going to get one, maybe try this one. It can do all seasons, but it's definitely on the sweeter side, so I think it leans more to the cooler weather, the transitional seasons. And for fall, I think it's just perfect. It's Prada Luna Rossa Ocean Eau de Toilette. Another great Ralph Lauren fragrance that's new for this year, built upon a great designer release from last year. We've got Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. So you add a little bit of spice and citrus to go with the fruitiness in the woods and all the elements of the original. I do think the opening is a bit more enticing on the EDT, whereas the overall profile, the heart dry down, the longer aspect of what you get from the fragrance is superior here. The spices, the denser woodiness, it's just a nicer fragrance overall. I think more versatile, Works better in the evenings than the original did, but just as well during the day. Another one, casual to semi-casual to semi-formal. Pretty much as far as you want to go with it. I do think it's a little less serious than I would want to wear something formally. You get away with it on a date as well. You just smell really nice. This one I would prefer over the EDT if I'm going to pick up one of the Polo 67s to wear on a date. I think this one, again, that added spice, a little bit of warmth, gives depth, gives a little bit more character to the profile. And again, above average performer, nothing crazy, but definitely far from weak. This is a really good fragrance for this time of year, and it was an easy choice to put in the list here. So again, from Ralph Lauren, that's Polo 67. This is the Eau de Parfum. Some red pepper spice, some sweet, kind of boozy Maninka fruit. Now you know what line we're talking about, and some woody vetiver. Boston Scent Elixir. Oh boy, is this a good one. So we got two Hugo Bosses. We've got two Ralph Laurens from different lines for both. This is still my favorite from them. Man, because I do get that kind of pimento, red pepper, chili pepper kind of spiciness to it. Almost Spice Bomb infrared-esque in some ways. The Maninka fruit, I think, is so rich and thick here. It kind of comes across a little boozy, not just sweet and fruity overall. It's like a sweet, fruity, boozy type of accord. It's kind of playing a double roll here, triple roll, if you will. And it's very woodsy. Ambery warm, great performer. Another one's a phenomenal performer. You don't need to worry about that. And even though you would think just evenings, dates, things like that, I like to wear stuff like this during the day casually, personally. These date night fragrances, when it's cooler, a lot of them I like to rock during the day. Because this one just smells so, they just smell so freaking good. Again, if you like sweeter, spicy designers and stuff like that, which I do, as you'll notice from a lot of the fragrances in this list, just really, really good stuff. You really cannot go wrong here. You can't go wrong with anything in this line, honestly, but this is one of the best ones, my personal favorite of the bunch, and definitely great for the season. It's Boston Scent Elixir. A little bit of a more dapper reach back. I say semi-casual, semi-formal, all day, every day. Business professionals as well, suit and tie if you want. Big fan of Pasha de Cartier Parfum. So this is boozy, a little herbal. You get a hefty hit of bay leaf here. It's got a warm amber sandalwood, like a benzoin sandalwood combo. Again, it's quite boozy. Meets a bit of a fougere core. Pasha de Cartier's actual core DNA is present here. Again, it's warm, it's elegant, but it's got a little bit of an edge to it because it's got that booziness. It's nice and spiced. Again, herbal green, hefty hit of bay leaf. It's really good. It's really good. This one, I don't think you should rock with a t-shirt. The way I'm dressed right now, it would never cross my mind to wear this as my scent of the day with how I'm dressed currently. Like I said before, I'm thinking semi-casual at minimum. You know, a really nice shirt on up to, you know, Henley, button-down short sleeve, a nice Oxford polo, things of that nature, maybe some chinos and so on. You know, I'm not going casual with this fragrance. I'm dressing her up just a little bit because it's got more of a serious side to it, more grown man appeal than playful, juvenile, youthful. Not one of the sweet fragrances we've been talking about prior. We've got a mix of everything here. Don't get me wrong. I like the sweet designers this time of year, but I still love stuff like this typical modern man's man type of, because it's that classic masculine meets the modern twist. Like I said, the booziness and stuff like that. Beautiful fragrance, great longevity, overbearing and overpowering if you spray too much. This is one that you don't need a lot of sprays to get your point across, which I would think most guys that are going to wear this aren't the heavy spray, overspray, look at me, oh my God, look at me, tell me I smell good type. I don't think too many people that, you know, rock this are that guy. So for those of you that are just you the boss, here you go. Great for the fall, Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Not overly sweet, a bit smoky, a little citrusy, a little bit of an orange smell to it. You still smell Ambroxan, even though they don't list it, because it's at its core DNA. I do think it's the best one in the line. I always have. It's the biggest bottle I have. I have 200 ml. I think you can wear it year-round. I've worn it in the summer many times over the years, but I think the fall and winter are the ideal seasons for Dior Sauvage Parfum. Yep, my favorite. I like it more than every version of Sauvage that has come out. Even more than the Elixir, yes. Because it's still true to the original. It's just matured. It's grown up Sauvage, basically. Because it still smells like Sauvage. But it's big boy Sauvage. It's not fuck boy Sauvage, it's big boy Sauvage, if that makes sense. Because that's, the EDT. For as much praise as I give, I literally gave it some really good praise yesterday. Because my wife does love when I wear it. I do love the way Sauvage smells. But this is the big boy's Sauvage. Like I said, that's tied to being fuck boy. This is much more big boy. Great performer too. Don't let the internet fool you. It's called nose fatigue. Nobody likes to admit that's the thing. It's easy to blame the fragrance instead of themselves. Because it's not anything we can control. It just happens. I experience it heavily with this fragrance. It'll come back to life a few hours later when my nose desensitizes from the issue. But trust me, everybody around you can smell you. It's a smoky, lightly sweet hit of that shower gel. It's not quite as spicy as the EDP, but there's a little bit of spice here. Some citrus. Like I said, all the core elements of Sauvage are here. Just warmer, more resinous and smoky, heavier, smoother, stunning fragrance. It's pricey. It's pricey. Stunning fragrance. I caught a great deal on this years ago from Fragrance Net. I got this 200 ml for $139 or $136, something like that. You're going to pay more than that for 100 ml now from discounters for just the 100 ml. So, needless to say, one of the better deals I've ever gotten on a fragrance. Because the 200 ml now, discounters like $190, $200, something like that. That's what retail used to be on this. Prices, they go up over time. But this doesn't change. It's still incredible. Sauvage Parfum. New for 2025, a little aquatic, sweet and woodsy. Weird, right? A little aquatic. For the Paco Rabanne Phantom line, this is Phantom Elixir. Even though it's got an aquatic saltwater kind of thing going for it, it's marine, which is strange for this line. I don't think it's good for the summer. It's still a sweet woody fragrance at its core, and it's actually pretty damn good. Nobody gives any love to this one. I quite enjoy it, like quite a bit. I mean, it's 15 fragrances in this video. This is number 13. And I'm finally spraying one on skin. That should tell you. It's been a little while since I've sprayed it myself. See, that's really good for them. It's my favorite one in the line, hands down. Because you're going to get a little bit of... It's almost like they mixed Invictus with Paco Rabanne Phantom. Because you get that saltwater, almost bubblegum aquatic-like Invictus type of smell. More of Invictus Aqua. Not quite as sweet. Not as much bubblegum, I guess you could say. Just right, though. I mean, I think they list a synthetic oud or something like that, but there's not really any funk to it. It's a little bit of a smoky, woody accord as it starts to dry, but it starts off sweet and aquatic. Oh, man, that's a good one, too. It's a little powdery as well. You get a little bit of powder. I don't remember if there's tonka bean, but that would make sense with the sweetness and the powdery accord that you do get. It starts off a little soft and powdery and gets a bit more powdery. I wouldn't call it a powder bomb, but gets a bit more as it starts to settle and dry down. Another great performer. I wouldn't call it a monster, but it's bordering that beast territory on my skin as far as longevity, protection, sillage, all the subcategory metrics that apply for making a great performer. We're rolling into the season. I'm finally going to get some run and some wear out of this fragrance. So if you haven't tried it yet, I encourage it. I strongly encourage it. From Rabanne, it is Phantom Elixir. Let's stick with Rabanne, shall we? Another 2025 release that's not getting any love. There's just so many releases. It's in the last 2 years, it's been real easy to go on to the next one with designer releases because there's just been so many and a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. And Million Gold Elixir being one of them, where I wasn't the biggest Million Gold fan, but Million Gold Elixir, oh yeah, I like the orange citrusy added accord. It's a smooth woody vanilla fragrance. This is some good stuff. I'm going to spray this one on hand too. Just that little spritz is plenty. I got about a half a spray out of it. See the shine right there. That orange, it's just right. It's just a little tangy type of orange. Get a hint of powder early on. The wood is warm and not super creamy, but later it will add a little bit of creaminess. I believe it's a sandalwood note. Oh, it's so good. And you can smell the vanilla right away. It's not a super creamy type of vanilla, but it's definitely a sweet vanilla smell. Man, I think it's so much better than the original Million Gold. Million Gold's okay. It grew on me. I like it. But Million Gold Elixir, I think they built upon it and made a better fragrance. I've got my little 50 ml right here. That's all I need. Might be all you need. Definitely get out and try it. If you liked Million Gold, you're going to love this one because it is an improvement. If you never tried Million Gold, honestly, I don't think I mean, you may love it. You never know. Try what you want to try, but if you trust my opinion or have a similar taste to mine, this is a good one. This is a really good one. Again, you got to like sweet designers. It's Paco Rabanne, or Rabanne, as they're just calling it now. That's like them and Jean-Paul Gaultier. They make sweet fragrances. This is what they do. Oh, but this one's really good because it's more of a woody-based fragrance than anything else. It doesn't, even though they don't list the cedar, that warm cedar that you get from the original Million Gold, I smell that as well. It's like I said, it's a dense woody fragrance that just happens to have a tangy orange note at the top, juicy tangy orange, with a nice, not super creamy, but lightly soft, sweet, creamy vanilla. It's just kind of lying underneath that comes out more and more as it dries. Phenomenal performer. Another one that's in that beast mode territory. Great for the season. It is Rabanne's Million Gold Elixir. Let's go with a Deep Freshie, another new for this year fragrance that I have not talked about a whole lot. Because, yeah, you can totally wear it in the summer. You can. And I did once during the summer. I wore it more during the spring. But spring, fall. Because it's aquatic, it's green, but it's also leathery and patchouli dominant as it dries. It is Acqua di Gio Elixir. Another elixir. We finished with 3 elixirs in a row, actually. 2 from Rabanne and then Giorgio Armani, may he rest in peace. This is really freaking good, guys. It's almost Profumo-like, but not really. I know people are always, they see a black Acqua di Gio bottle and they're always hoping for Profumo. Man, really good. Aquatic marine green, a little like rosemary green type of smell to it. And then you get into this soft, really, really soft, supple brown leather accord, and then you get a nice big hit of patchouli, this leafy green, slightly earthy patchouli smell as it dries. And that's the majority of the fragrances, honestly, that soft leather with that earthy patchouli smell. And it's a very Acqua di Gio early on. Very, very original Acqua di Gio profile. Like I said, that aquatic green, kind of 90s traditional smell that this name is known for, let alone the line. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's pricey. You're going to spend like $115 on this 50 ml from discounters. But you don't need much sprays. This is a 3 to 4 spray fragrance for me because it's stout. This stuff is potent. It lingers. It's a strong concentration, so it lingers really well. It's got a strong density to the aroma, so it trails. It floats around in the air. It doesn't. It screams off the skin early on. Don't get me wrong, but it's all about the sillage and longevity because that's majority of what's going on with your skin. For the long haul with this fragrance, and there is indeed a long haul with this fragrance, I find. I think it's great if you want an aquatic in the fall. Check out Acqua di Gio Elixir. Well, that was the 15 more to make a total of 30, which I believe to be 30 great designers across 2 autumn designer fragrance videos for this year that I'll have had it somewhere in an iCard at some point in the video if you want to check out the first one. If you haven't yet, I appreciate you checking this video out. Again, there's links down below if you want to purchase any of these fragrances we discussed. But of course, you don't have to buy nothing. I just appreciate you checking out the video and making it to the end. That's the coolest part for me, that you made it to the end of the video. I sure appreciate that. So make sure to like and subscribe if you leave. We'll see you on the next one.